Hey, what's up, y'all? Hopefully, having a good night. Mine's a little bit better after that Euro run. Again, in the grand scheme of things, it's just one run. It doesn't really change necessarily my end thoughts because, um, for all the reasons we went over on stream tonight, you guys can peep that. I pinned that to my profile if you want to go take a look at that. I went in depth and basically covered everything. Every thought I had basically came out, so y'all can look at that. But here on this Zero Z Euro run. Right, that's our Friday system coming through, and then you can see as this drops in here, what you get is a little bit better consolidation of the upper level low is the main thing, and partly because you get a little bit more stream interaction. Take a look at 0Z versus 12Z here. 12Z, 0Z, 0Z, 12Z, right? You get a little bit strong, or the little bit weaker, right? A little bit. So you notice how it's a little bit weaker, that part off our middle guy, that Vort over there by Arizona, New Mexico, right in here. This piece, I guess I can start zooming in and use that. And then our main system is over here, right? And so as we see this run develop, what happens is, right, we still get that stream interaction, but it's just a little bit weaker enough, and the main upper level low is just able to take over a little bit more. And I'm guessing we're also getting better. Yeah, it's a little bit less messy over here, where probably some convective feedback issues on that run as well. You'll probably see a lot of that with a strung out system over the next at least 24 48 hours. And it could be that could go on even longer. What you get is it sheds that off, but it takes in enough and it really consolidates. Now we're starting to see a much better consolidation here of our upper level low. Now we're pulling in, right? I can't draw it for you. I want to draw it for you, but we're pulling in, right? We're imagine, right? Negative trough. We're pulling in that convection. We're pulling in that moisture. And now you can see that we got a strong upper level low that consolidates, just south and over Long Island. And that's, and even then it's still a little bit disorganized. There's more room for that to consolidate a little bit sooner. And then that snake tongue kind of forms, you can see as well. And that is dumping heavy snow right there when that happens. So it's not perfect. You end up getting a little bit of just a big trough. You end up, it kind of works out. And there's so many different things going on. I need to look at this in deeper depth so I can figure out, what every little change on that piece, what's happening. And you're getting like a new variation with this piece every single run. It's making it pretty complicated, I'm not gonna lie. Even though, right, I keep saying it, the train tracks are set for this system. We have that high in place, sufficient cold air, not unbelievable cold air, but sufficient cold air, enough to make the storm work, absolutely. And then we also have, right, we're dropping in this upper level low, and it just gets a little bit strung out and messy. And that's what we saw today on model runs. But this Euro run I think has a better handle, and same with the RGM. But I'm just covering the Euro for now, of consolidating the upper level low better, even though it is a bit of a strung out mess. Right, we still get some amplification of those height lines you can see off the East Coast and on the eastern U.S. So this thing wants to amplify. It really does, and it just consolidates it enough just in time. And you can take a look here. I had to post this, but if you look at 700, I mean, let me go right here, go northeast, and you can just see it 700, an absolute beautiful run. I mean, just absolutely dumping heavy snow across North Jersey into southern Hudson Valley, southern New England, absolutely just dumping. That would be dumping. That's why you saw some of the totals it was on the snow map. Don't look too far into that right now, but that's why you saw some of those pretty heavy totals, because that is what's under the hood, right? And so, take it for what it's worth, but I'm just breaking down this one run as it is and why it's showing what it is. So overall, for snow lovers, you got what you were looking for a little bit with this run. Even if we slide back here, I'll show you right here. I think we can get what we want, right? Even in this run, you still get some decent snow for the mid-Atlantic, but the problem is, right, notice since we haven't quite, and just don't look too far into it, and even still some little bit of convective feedback issues still going on a little bit potentially, but notice you're still able to get a decent mid-Atlantic snow. It's just since we haven't really ramped up go back to 500 here. Since we haven't really amped up this upper, see how it's a bit still disorganized, and now it's starting to gain organization, right? It's still not really pulling in and wrapping in, so we're not getting that cold air to meet that warm air, so we're not getting as heavy snow that is we're not getting as organized heavy snow banding, allowing dynamic cooling, and that's what you would have to rely on there in like northeast Maryland, south central Jersey. And notice how that really doesn't start that's where we really see that. So that's dumping, absolutely dumping heavy snow all across central and eastern, all across Connecticut, Rhode Island, even South Central in Eastern Mass, absolutely dumping, even into Western Mass too on that particular run. But so you're able also a little bit closer to the high, right? Gaining latitude as well. A little bit colder water off the ocean, right? There's multiple reason of factors why the mix line would be like it is on this run. But again, it's not worth going too far into depth. It's just highlighting a concern for the Mid-Atlantic folks. That's always been a concern on this from the beginning. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk. I enjoyed that model run way too much not to at least give you guys something to talk about before I go to bed in a little while. But yeah, overall, that's a really solid run for people that want snow along and just north of I-95. And there's nothing really more to say about that. My thoughts, you want my total thoughts on what's going on. I just, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, pinned that to my profile. You guys can go take a look, and pretty much covered everything. So we'll stream again tomorrow night, and until then, peace.